Before you fall asleep tonight, ask yourself one question. If Lord Krishna stood in front of you right now, would he be proud of the person you're becoming? Or only the person you're pretending to be? Arav was a young man like millions in this generation. He spent hours scrolling through social media, comparing his life to others, chasing validation from people who barely knew him. But there was one person who meant everything to him. Anya. He loved her deeply and believed she was the reason for his happiness. Slowly, without realizing it, Arav stopped focusing on his dreams. His goals became smaller, his confidence faded, and his entire world began revolving around one person. He thought this was love. One evening, after a painful argument with Anya, he walked aimlessly through the streets until he reached an old temple dedicated to Krishna. The temple was quiet. The sound of rain echoed through the empty halls. Sitting before Krishna's idol, Arav whispered, "Why does love hurt so much? Why do I feel empty even when I have the person I wanted?" An old priest standing nearby heard his question and sat beside him. "Tell me," the priest asked, "what do you know about Radha and Krishna?" "They loved each other more than anyone else," Arav replied. The priest smiled. "That is only half the story. The real lesson is that their love never made them forget their purpose. Radha never stopped Krishna from fulfilling his destiny, and Krishna never stopped Radha from becoming who she was meant to be. Their love gave them strength, not weakness." Arav listened carefully. The priest continued, "Many people today call attachment love. They lose themselves trying to keep someone close. But true love does not make you smaller. It helps you grow." Those words stayed in Arav's mind all night. The next morning, he received a message from Anya, a message that would change everything he believed about love. Part 2. His hands trembled as he opened the message. "Arav, I care about you deeply, but I miss the person you used to be. The boy who had dreams, ambition, and confidence. Lately, you've been living only for me, and that's not what love should be. I don't want someone who loses himself because of me. I want someone who becomes stronger because of love." Arav read the message again and again. For the first time, he understood what the priest had meant. He wasn't suffering because of love. He was suffering because he had forgotten himself. That night he returned to the temple. Standing before Krishna, he closed his eyes and remembered the story of Radha and Krishna. Their love was never about possession. It was about trust, respect, and helping each other become better. From that day forward, Arav started rebuilding his life. He returned to his studies, worked on his goals, learned new skills, and slowly became the person he had once dreamed of being. Months later, he visited the temple again. Part 3. Years passed and Arav's life changed completely. He was no longer the confused boy who depended on someone's attention to feel valuable. He had built a successful career, earned respect, and most importantly, found peace within himself. One day, while organizing some old files, he found the message Anya had sent years ago. As he read it again, a smile appeared on his face. Back then, those words had felt painful. Now they felt like a blessing. That evening, Arav visited the same temple where his journey had begun. The old priest was no longer there. People told him that the priest had passed away a few years earlier. For a moment, Arav felt sadness. He had wanted to thank the man who had changed his life. As he stood before Krishna's idol, memories flooded his mind. The rain, the empty temple, the questions, the lessons. Then something caught his attention. Near the altar was a small notebook that had belonged to the priest. Curious, Arav opened it. Most of the pages contained simple thoughts and teachings, but on the final page, there was a message written in large letters. "The biggest tragedy is not losing someone you love. The biggest tragedy is losing yourself while trying to keep them." Arav stared at those words in silence. At that moment, he realized something powerful. Most people spend their lives chasing